going on, guys? It's Modern, and today I've got a interesting video to talk about. Obviously, this is not a road to the top. Today I'm actually going to be discussing the prizes that were just released for the TCG and VGC National Championships in the United States, as well as for the World Championships. Obviously, these are some of the biggest competitions in the entirety of the season. For the U.S. National Championships, it's the largest U.S. event, and then obviously Worlds is going to be not necessarily the largest event overall, although it does have the potential to be, but it's just the more important tournament, I guess. Obviously, having the World Championships, you need to be able to qualify through championship points, and so it's more prestigious, and there's going to be more money for that. Before I start talking about the very specific amounts of money and just some of my opinions with what they've released, I'm going to be telling you guys a couple of the changes that they've made compared to previous years. First of all, if you are above the age of 18 and you do place in a range where you can get money from one of these events, then you are actually able to take cash for it. And this is a really, really great step forward for the, I guess, the Pokemon esports scene. Just because in the past it's all been scholarships for just for all the players. It's always been scholarships, and scholarships have a couple of issues where the money is sort of restricted, and it takes a little bit longer to get to the players, which has actually been a pretty big issue in the past. But by giving it out as cash, I assume they'll just give you a check for the money or send you a check in the mail or something. It's a really good step forward because you can just use that money outright. It's probably, what I'm imagining is it's a lot easier to give out to people because it is literally going to be, like I said, probably some sort of check. And obviously that's just really great. Being able to take cash, not having to deal with scholarships and everything is just really good. However, for the under 18 players, sorry, you're not able to take cash. The closest alternative that they are giving as an option for the under 18 players are travel certificates, which I guess are fine. It's not really like super important. I mean, if I was in top 8 for the lower divisions, or I guess, yeah, for under 18, I would probably take the scholarship then. The travel certificate, it's still money, it's still there, but it's not as good as just getting direct cash. But it's still a change, and it's still a positive change, because it's not like they're able to give those players cash, or at least I think, because there might be laws or something stopping them from doing it. But regardless, it's still a good step forward. It's still making progress towards being more like a, I guess, official esport-ish, for the VGC at least. The TCG, obviously, that's a TCG, that's its own thing. And then now let's just get to the specific awards. First of all, the awards have sort of changed up from last year's. I'm fairly confident that they've increased by a considerable amount for the lower placing players, so I don't know the exact amounts. This is just a comparison in my head, but I'm pretty sure that second through whatever place have in the past gotten less money for their placements, and so prizes have just changed up a little bit. And then obviously for TCG, it's a lot bigger, so it's going to have more prizes total. First of all, for the first place player, they'll get more money, and then obviously all the lower divisions will get more money, and more players total. That's really, really notable. More players total will get money. And overall, for the national championships, the VGC gets $17,500, and the TCG gets $42,000 total. And that comes to a combined total of $59,500. So obviously, it's a lot of money on the stake, or not on the stake, on the line. My major criticism is that for the top 32 VG players, they're not giving out any money. I don't know if they're, because their prizes are capped at $500, I don't know if they are not able to give less money than $500 as a reward. Like, I think if they could, they should probably include, like, maybe like $150 for the top 32 or whatever, because I think just handing out any extra money at all even though it's their money, I completely understand. If they don't want to give out more money than they are, that's understandable. But I think they should probably, in the future, include like top 32 prizes for the VG. Um, I mean, for Nationals, I guess I could understand why they wouldn't do that, but for Worlds, which we're about to go over in a second, I definitely think they should do that because it is the most prestigious competition, and obviously it is still really difficult to get to top 16, but I think top 32 would be fine. But I don't know. That's not my decision. Going into the World Championships, the same changes have been made. You can take your prize as a cash reward if you're above 18. For the under 18 divisions, if you get the 1st through 8th, you can choose a scholarship or a travel certificate. And then for the 9th or lower, you can choose a travel certificate only, excuse me. For the prizes for the totals, however, it's a little bit different compared to the Nationals because the money given out per placement is actually a lot higher, and especially in comparison with like the placements above them. For the first and second place for TCG and VGC, the amount of money halves, but when you go to Worlds, it's about 3/4 of the amount, just as you go down each of the steps. So obviously it's a lot more money, it's a lot larger of a difference. And these totals, I'm not sure if they're too correct. This is just what I was told. I should probably go and calculate these out just in case. But for the VGC, there is a total of $51,500 on the line for Worlds. And for the TCG, there is $119,000 on the line. And that means not comparatively, additively between Nationals and Worlds, you have a total of $230,000 in prizes. That's a lot of money, and makes me really, really excited for Nationals because I could be, well, Nationals and Worlds, because I could be playing for that money. Obviously, I'll try my best to get those. Like, it would be cool to win money from Pokemon. To actually make money from playing Pokemon is like the dream. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to be able to participate in Pokemon. Being able to go and travel to each of the events to earn championship points, to make it to Worlds, and also to get some points to be able to qualify for Nationals too. Not too big of an issue because you can go to smaller events, but nevertheless, it's still travel that you need to do. And if you are a very serious player, then it just makes it so much more worth it to be able to get the money. That's why I was saying that if they offer top 32 for the VGC, it'd be really, really good because even though it wouldn't be too much money, like, especially for Worlds, like, it would skip from $1,500, I'd assume probably down to like $500 or something, but it's still money, and in my opinion, I think they should just give more money out for those. Like I said, though, it's not my money, it's not my decision, but I think it would be a good decision to change it up for next year. For my final thoughts, I really like the changes that have been made for this year's prize pool. It's very unfortunate, very, very, very unfortunate to see that the European Nationals have had such abysmal prizes in comparison. I believe first place for the Germany Nationals, or Arash Omadi, as well as for Alex for the UK Nationals, they received Wii U's as prizes, whereas the US players will be receiving upwards of 10 times that amount in raw cash. So, yeah, it just really sucks for Europe right now that they're not getting any money. So hopefully those are just some of the changes we'll see in the future. Again, those are just my opinions, guys. Obviously, those changes are really good for the community, and I hope that they can continue making these great changes next year. And that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please go and leave a like. Helps me out a lot. And if you want to keep up with all my videos coming out, please go check out my social media and hit subscribe. I'm ModernGamer. Thanks for watching.